Girl, make sure that man gets an HIV test today. When it comes to your health, your body, and your safety, there should be no games being played, okay? Okay, so boom. So it's the year 2017 and I'm in New York City at the club Rooftop 760 on 8th Avenue. Everybody knows that Rooftop 760 is that club you can go to if all of the bougier clubs in New York haven't let you in for the night. It's $20 to get in. There's an ATM right by the door. So it's old, reliable. You know when you go there, you're about to have a popping time. Just finished up my last year of college, just broken up with my college boyfriend, and I'm out on the town as a young girl in New York City. I'm having fun, getting pulled into sections as girls did at that age. You know how it was when you were 21, 22 years old in the club as a young girl. My friends are enjoying listening to Drake's One Dance with Wizkid, and we're having the time of our lives. I mean, we're about 21 years old, recently graduated from school, and in the club in New York City. How could it get any better? One of my friends gets us pulled into this section. We're having the time of our lives, laughing it up, taking pictures. At this time, Snapchat was on the rise, so we're all Snapchatting with our phones indiscriminately, not like we would do now. And as we're there just having fun to the clinks of champagne, we realize, oh my gosh, this is what it feels like to be an adult. This is what I knew I was graduating for. So after a while of living our best lives, partying, enjoying ourselves, me and all my friends give each other that eye. You know that eye that means, all right, girls, let's get out of here before these guys ask us to do something that we're not willing to do. Okay, we've had enough fun. It's time to biggity bounce. So I stand up getting ready to leave and I'm sort of walking backwards to like get out of the section when I bump into somebody that's literally as hard as stone. I'm talking about I bounced back from the person so hard that when I turned back, I thought I had walked into a wall. I was like, what? I turn around and see this huge guy. This guy must have been about 6'7", 260 pounds. He literally looked like Terry Crews in White Chicks. I'm pretty sure he even perked up his pecs like Terry Crews did too. I was just like, whoa, like this is a huge man right here. Literally, it looked like LeBron James was standing in the middle of Rooftop 760. So if you know anything about me, I don't like guys that are overly muscular. I don't know, I feel like I just watched too many Nigerian movies growing up and I never want to give the man the inherent chance to beat me up. And that's just what those guys look like to me. You know those guys that are so beefed up, you can see the veins in all their legs, muscles everywhere. I'm just like, I beg, go interested. So the guy was like, oh, excuse me, can I get your number? I was like, oh no, I do not want this big gorilla guy having my number. So at first I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm in a relationship. I won't be able to give you my number, Shabana. And the guy was just like, no, like I really need your number. I've been looking at you all night, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And one thing about me, once a guy really insists on my number, I'm gonna give it to him because listen, I grew up in New York and I've heard a lot of stories. I'm not trying to get in the street because I didn't give you my number. I'd rather give you my number and block you later. So reluctantly, I give him my number, and one thing about it, I always give them the right one because men love to call it in public and be like, is this your number? Let me call you right now. So I gave him the right number, and as I start going in, 347, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go home and block this guy. Reasons why I wanted to block him were just because at that time I was like 21 years old. I was like super young. And this guy I could clearly tell was around his 40s. Not only that, but he was huge. He was literally super imposing. I'm 6 feet tall and he was at least 6 or 7 inches above me and had a good 150 pounds on me. But to get out of this situation safely, I'll give you my number and get out of here in one piece, okay? So eventually my friends meet up with me at the part of the club that this guy had cornered me in, and we had left the club safe and sound. We had gotten home and I had forgotten to block his number when I get a text from him, and I'm just like, yeah, that reminds me, and I just block the guy and move on. Big deal, normal situation, right? Wrong. A couple of weeks later, I get a call from a number I don't recognize, but at the time I'm applying to jobs, so I'm answering every call. When I answer this call, I'm like, hello, may I know who's speaking? And the person goes, this is Jason's wife. What? Who's Jason? Girl, I'm looking for a job. I just graduated school. What? He says this is Jason's wife. I'm literally like, oh, I'm sorry. I think you have the wrong number. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, no, I got your number from my husband's phone. So I'm like, your husband, girl? Like, I'm literally a kid. What are you talking about? Then I'm like, what? Can you describe him? And she starts describing the guy from the club, the huge Terry Crews looking guy that had cornered me in the club for my number. And I'm like, oh, him. Oh, okay, girl. So I start explaining to her like, oh no girl, like I'm a kid, like, oh yeah, your husband tried to talk to me in the club, but he's way older than me and like he's very brolic and I'm not interested, but yeah, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you, but like you ain't gotta worry about me and you did not see anything in your phone with me and your husband. So she's like, okay, so she's checking the phone and she's like, actually you're right, I can see like you never responded, and you blocked him. I'm like, yeah, because he's kind of scary, but I didn't tell her that. Anyways, I guess she could sense that I was telling the truth and like I was really young and I didn't have like a place in her marriage or whatever. So she starts confiding in me about everything that she's gone through in the marriage, fighting off this man from cheating on her all the time. And don't get me wrong, I love a bit of tea, but honestly, at this point in my life, I'm looking for a job, girl. I just graduated school. The economy has been facing a downturn. I don't want to hear about this. So in the beginning, I was like, ooh, like, tell me the tea. But after a while, when she kept on like droning on and on, I was just like, all right, girl, like, I gotta go. So eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but I just wanted to, reaffirm for you that I'm not an issue here. As you can see, I really wish you the best, like, good luck. So she starts going, oh, you know what, girl? You have a really great head on your shoulders. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this man, but I really appreciate you speaking to me. I'm like, yep, no problem. Like, see you later. Free up my phone, girl. I think the job's about to call. Every so often, I would get a text from this lady, just telling me like she's going through something and she could use my words of encouragement. And you guys know me, I like to overyan. So I'll just be like, you know what, girl, you got this. Like, I think you should leave this guy. You deserve better, etc, etc. I'm literally having like an online friendship with this lady, but I don't care. It's helping me, spend time as I'm waiting for a new job. When all of a sudden I get a text from my pen pal saying like, oh, can you talk? It's really important. I need to talk to you right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on with this girl? Like I was really trying to like back away from her a little bit, but hey, like it seems like she needs me. So like, what's the tea? This lady literally calls me and tells me that her husband has given her HIV. I was in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like I'm not ready for this. She was weeping, crying, wailing on the phone. And now all of the times that I just kept on telling her, leave this guy, you can do better, etc, etc, just over talking, came flooding back to me in memory. I wish she had just left this guy on time instead of using me as a vessel just to talk about him. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, I thought she was joking or like lying in a way to like catch me to see if I was really with her man. So I was like maybe she just wanted to say it for me to be like, what? But I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. Like, I'm so sorry. But I really couldn't understand whether she was joking or not until she started weeping. Like this weeping came from like inside of her stomach. It was guttural. I could hear the pain in her voice. And I just felt so bad for her because there was nothing I can do. My little pen pal lady that tried to press me in the beginning is now asking me for comfort and support as she just got her diagnosis from this no good, dirty man. Like when I tell you I was absolutely crushed for this woman because she was absolutely gorgeous. She had her whole life ahead of her and she let a man that she already knew was cheating, derail her from her whole life path. And now she has this diagnosis that she cannot do anything about. I felt terrible. So that's why I want to use my platform to tell girls, especially if you're dealing with someone, make sure they get an STD test, make sure. And I know what you might think, oh, Chi, we're not dealing with each other that long, or it's not that serious. I don't want to ask him. It's awkward. You know what's awkward? Getting AIDS. That's pretty awkward to me. So please, please, and please make sure when you're dealing with someone, especially someone new, that they go to get tested. Do not let your life hang in the balance because you want to be blissfully ignorant. Trust me, it's never worth it. Okay? Bye, girls. I love you guys.